The Rewards,
by William Marion Branham.
Revelation 2:17. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the hidden manna, and I will give him a white stone, and in the stone a new name written, which no man knoweth, saving he that receiveth it. Each message to each age holds out an incentive to the believer, encouraging him to be an overcomer and thereby be rewarded of the Lord. In this age, the Spirit is promising the hidden manna and a new name written in a white stone. Now, since each of these messages is directed to the angel, human messenger, a very great responsibility as well as a wonderful privilege is his lot.
To these men God makes special promises, as in the case of the 12 apostles sitting on 12 thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Then, remember, Paul was given a special promise, that of presenting the people of the bride in his day to Jesus. 2 Corinthians 11:2. For I am jealous over you with a godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Christ. So it will be with every messenger who has been faithful to the word of his hour and his age. It will be so in the last day. It will be the same special reward that was given to Paul. I think most of you remember how I said I had always been afraid to die, lest I should meet the Lord and he should not be pleased with me as I had failed him so many times. Well, I had been thinking of that one morning as I lay in bed, and suddenly I was caught up in a most peculiar vision. I say it was peculiar, for I have had thousands of visions, and not once did I seem to leave my body. But there I was caught up, and I looked back to see my wife, and I saw my body lying there beside her. Then I found myself in the most beautiful place I have ever seen. It was a paradise. I saw throngs of the most beautiful and happiest people I have ever seen. They all looked so young, about 18 to 21 years of age. There was not a gray hair or a wrinkle or any deformity amongst them. The young women all had hair down to their waists, and the young men were so handsome and strong. Oh, how they welcomed me. They hugged me and called me their darling brother, and kept telling me how glad they were to see me. As I wondered who all those folks were, one beside me said, "They are your people." I was so astonished I asked, "Are all these Branhams?" He said, "No, they are your converts." He then pointed to one lady and said, "See that young lady that you were admiring a moment ago? She was 90 years old when you won her to the Lord." I said, "Oh my, and to think this is what I was afraid of." The man said, "We are resting here while waiting for the coming of the Lord." I replied, "I want to see him." He said, "You can't see him just yet, but he is coming soon. And when he does, he will come to you first, and you will be judged according to the gospel you have preached, and we will be your subjects." I said, "Do you mean I am responsible for all these?" He said, "Every one. You were born a leader." I asked him, "Will everyone be responsible? What about St. Paul?" He answered me, "He will be responsible for his day." "Well," I said, "I've preached the same gospel that Paul preached." And the multitude cried, "We're resting on that." Yes, I can see that God is going to give a special reward to his messengers who have faithfully discharged the responsibility he has placed upon them. If they have received the revelation of the Word for that age, and faithfully preached in their day, and lived what they preached, they will receive a great reward. Now with this thought in mind, look at the verse again. I will give him the hidden manna. We all know that the manna was angel food. It was what God sent down upon the grass for Israel at the time of their wanderings. It was perfect food. It was amazing how those little pellets of food kept them in perfect health. No one got sick. It was all they needed. When the ark was made, they put some of that manna into it. Then the ark was put behind the veil, and only the high priest would dare approach unto it, and then he had to have the sacrificial blood. The bread from heaven, symbolized by manna, one day came down from heaven and became life for all who believe on him. He said, "I am the bread of life. I am the living bread that came down from heaven. If any man shall eat of this bread, he shall live forever." When he went away, he left us his word. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. His word was bread. It was the perfect manna, which if a man live by, he shall never die. But right after the death of the fathers, no one seemed to know the exact truth, and in a short while this manna seemed to have become hidden to the people.
But in every age God began to give back by revelation that which was hidden until in this last day, according to Revelation 10:7.
A prophet will come and reveal all the mysteries, and then the Lord will come. Now in each age, I say, the messengers received hidden truth, but they did not receive it for themselves only. But it is as it was when the disciples were asked to serve the multitudes loaves and fishes. Jesus gave them the broken food, but they in turn gave it to the people. God gives his hidden manna to the overcomer.